I, 28F, recently found out that my husband Timothy, 30M, has been living a double life for the past 5 years. We've been married for 7 years and have 2 children together, a 6-year-old daughter Dalia and a 4-year-old son Max. Timothy and I met during our sophomore year of college. We were both studying computer science and had several classes together. We started as study partners, but quickly developed feelings for each other. By junior year, we were officially dating. After graduation, Timothy got a job at a major tech company while I decided to start my own small web design business from home. We got married a year later in a small ceremony with just close family and friends. I thought we were perfect together, we shared the same interests, had similar career goals, and wanted to start a family. When Dalia was born, we decided I would put my business on hold to stay home with her full time. It was a tough decision, but we felt it was best for our family. Timothy's career was taking off and he was able to support us comfortably on his salary alone. For the first few years of our marriage, things were great. We were busy with work and raising Dalia, but still made time for date nights and weekend trips. When Max came along 2 years later, life got even busier, but we felt blessed to have our little family. Looking back now, I can see some red flags that I missed at the time. Timothy started working later hours about 3 years ago, saying he was pushing for a big promotion. He also began taking more business trips, sometimes for a full week at a time. I was so caught up in taking care of the kids that I didn't question it much. About a month ago, I started noticing Timothy acting strange. He was constantly on his phone, but would quickly put it away when I came in the room. He seemed distracted and distant, even with the kids. When I asked if everything was okay, he'd brush it off and say work was just stressful. Then last week, I borrowed Timothy's laptop to look up a recipe while he was in the shower. A message notification popped up from someone named as saying "Can't wait to see you this weekend, babe." I clicked on it and saw years of intimate messages between Timothy and this woman. I confronted Timothy as soon as he got out of the shower. At first he tried to lie and say it was just a work friend, but I had seen enough of the messages to know that wasn't true. After about an hour of back and forth, Timothy finally broke down and confessed everything. It turns out that for the past 5 years, Timothy has been in a serious relationship with a woman named Anna. They met at a work conference shortly before our wedding and had an instant connection. Timothy claims he tried to break it off several times, but kept getting pulled back in. What started as a one-time fling turned into a full-blown affair that's lasted our entire marriage. Timothy has been splitting his time between me and Anna this whole time. All those late nights and business trips were actually time spent with her. The worst part is that Anna knew Timothy was married the whole time. She was fine with being the other woman and even encouraged Timothy to stay with me and the kids so they could keep their relationship a secret. Timothy admitted he's in love with both of us and couldn't bring himself to choose. I was completely blindsided by all of this. Timothy had always seemed like such a devoted husband and father. He was affectionate, helped with the kids, and we still had regular date nights. I had no idea he was capable of this level of deception. When I asked Timothy how he could do this to me and our family, he broke down crying. He said he never meant for it to go on this long, but he loved us both and didn't want to hurt either of us. He claims he compartmentalized his 2 lives and convinced himself he wasn't really doing anything wrong as long as he was still a good husband and father at home. I'm devastated and don't know what to do. On one hand, Timothy is the father of my children and we've built a life together over the past decade. Despite everything, I still love him and the thought of breaking up our family is heartbreaking. But on the other hand, I don't know if I can ever trust Timothy again after such a massive betrayal. The fact that he maintained this deception for 5 whole years is staggering to me. Every memory from the past 5 years feels tainted now, our anniversaries, family vacations, even the birth of our son. Was he thinking of her during those moments? I'm also furious at Anna for knowingly engaging in a relationship with a married man for so long. The fact that she encouraged Timothy to stay with me while continuing their affair is despicable to me. I can't help but wonder if she has no conscience at all. I kicked Timothy out of the house for now while I process everything. He's staying with his brother Jack and giving me space. My parents have been helping with the kids, but they don't know the full story yet. I've only told them Timothy and I are having serious problems. Timothy is begging for another chance and says he'll do anything to fix this. He claims he's cut off all contact with Anna and will go to counseling, change jobs, whatever it takes. He says our family is his priority and he doesn't want to lose us. Part of me wants to try to salvage our marriage for the sake of our kids. Dalia and Max adore their dad and would be devastated if we split up. And the thought of co-parenting and splitting custody is overwhelming to think about. But another part of me feels like the trust is irreparably broken. Even if Timothy never cheats again, how can I ever fully trust him? I'll always be wondering where he really is and who he's really talking to. That's no way to live. I'm also worried about the financial implications of divorce. I haven't worked outside the home in 6 years. The thought of trying to re-enter the workforce while caring for 2 young kids is daunting. But I also don't want to stay in an unhappy marriage just for financial security. I haven't told many people about this yet. Just my parents and one close friend. I'm embarrassed and don't want everyone to know my marriage was a lie. But I also feel so alone dealing with this and could use more support. I'm considering meeting with a divorce lawyer just to understand my options. But I haven't made any decisions yet. I told Timothy I need time to think things through. He's respecting my wishes for space for now, but calls daily to check on the kids. I guess I'm looking for advice on how to move forward. Has anyone been through something similar? Is there any coming back from a betrayal of this magnitude? Or am I fooling myself to think we could ever rebuild trust? I'm struggling to reconcile the man I thought I knew with this person capable of such deception. How do I explain this to our kids if we do split up? They adore their dad and this would devastate them. Any words of wisdom or support would be greatly appreciated. I feel completely lost and don't know which way to turn. My whole world has been turned upside down in the span of a week. Thank you for reading this long post. Writing it all out has been somewhat cathartic. I welcome any advice or perspectives as I try to navigate this impossible situation. Update 1: It's been about 3 weeks since I found out about Timothy's double life and a lot has happened. I wanted to give an update on the situation. First, I want to thank everyone for all the supportive comments and messages on my original post. It really helped me feel less alone during this difficult time. I've read through everything and appreciate all the advice. After taking some time to process things, I decided to meet with a divorce lawyer to understand my options. The consultation was eye-opening and made me realize I needed to protect myself legally no matter what. The lawyer advised me to gather financial documents and start documenting everything related to Timothy's affair and our separation. I also finally worked up the courage to confront Anna directly. I got her number from Timothy's phone and called her. It was one of the hardest conversations I've ever had, but I'm glad I did it. To my shock, Anna seemed genuinely surprised that I knew about her. Apparently Timothy had told her that we were separated and in the process of divorcing. She had no idea he was still fully with me this whole time. I filled Anna in on the reality of the situation, that Timothy and I were very much still married and raising our kids together. She was devastated and felt betrayed herself. We ended up talking for over 2 hours and comparing notes on Timothy's lies. It turns out Timothy had been feeding us both the same lines about wanting to be together long term. He told Anna he was staying with me for the kids but planned to leave me for her eventually. Meanwhile, he was telling me Anna was just a mistake and our family was his priority. Anna and I were both angry at Timothy but also formed an odd bond over our shared experience. We've actually kept in touch and have been supporting each other through this ordeal. It's a strange situation, but I'm grateful to have someone who truly understands what I'm going through. After my talk with Anna, I confronted Timothy again with everything I had learned. He broke down crying and admitted he never planned to leave either of us. He said he truly loved us both and wanted to keep both relationships going indefinitely. I was disgusted by Timothy's selfishness and lack of real remorse. It became clear to me that he wasn't actually sorry for what he did, he was just sorry he got caught. This realization made my decision much easier. I told Timothy I wanted a divorce. He begged me to reconsider and said he would do anything to fix things. But I knew there was no coming back from this level of betrayal and deception. I've officially filed for divorce and Timothy has moved out permanently. We're working with a mediator to hash out a custody arrangement for the kids. It's been really hard on Dahlia and Max. They don't fully understand what's happening and keep asking when Daddy is coming home. It breaks my heart to see them so confused and upset. My parents have been amazing through all of this. They've helped with childcare and been a great emotional support system. I finally told them the full story about Timothy's affair. They were furious at him but have been incredibly supportive of me. I don't know what I'd do without them right now. I've also started opening up to more friends about the situation. The support and love I've received has been overwhelming. Several friends have stepped up to help with meals, childcare, and just being there to listen. It's helped me feel less alone and ashamed. One unexpected development is that I've gotten closer to Timothy's brother Jack through all of this. Jack has been furious at Timothy and has really stepped up to help me and the kids. He's been coming over to help with home repairs, childcare, yard work, etc. I'm not sure if it's just the emotional vulnerability of the situation, but I've started to develop feelings for Jack. Nothing has happened between us, but there's definitely a spark there. I feel guilty even thinking about it given everything going on. I'm not planning to act on it anytime soon, but it's confusing to navigate these feelings. For now I'm focused on healing and being there for my kids. I'm in therapy, which has been really helpful for processing everything. My therapist is helping me work through the anger, betrayal, and grief I'm feeling. She's also giving me tools to support the kids through this transition. I'm taking things one day at a time and trying to envision a future for myself beyond Timothy. I'm looking into going back to school to update my web design skills. The thought of re-entering the workforce after being a stay-at-home mom for so long is scary, but also exciting in a way. Financially things are tight, but Timothy is paying child support and I'm cutting expenses where I can. I'm determined to make it work as a single mom. The kids are my priority and I want to show them that we can get through this. There are still a lot of unknowns ahead, but I'm feeling stronger every day. I know I made the right decision in leaving Timothy, as painful as it's been. I deserve better than a life of lies and betrayal. Thank you again to everyone who has offered support through this ordeal. It's meant so much to me during this difficult time. I'll update again when there are major developments. Update 2. I wanted to give another update on my situation, as a lot has happened in the past couple months. The divorce is moving forward. Timothy didn't contest anything and we were able to come to an agreement on asset division and custody relatively quickly. We're doing 50-50 custody of the kids for now. It's an adjustment, but we're making it work. Telling the kids about the divorce was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. We tried to explain it in age-appropriate ways without going into the ugly details. They're still struggling to understand and adjust, but we're getting them into therapy to help. Delia has been having nightmares and Max has been acting out at preschool. It's heartbreaking to see them hurting. In a shocking turn of events, Anna is pregnant. She just found out a few weeks ago that she's about 3 months along. Timothy is definitely the father. Anna called me as soon as she found out to let me know. I appreciate her being upfront about it. We've continued to stay in touch and support each other through everything. It's a strange situation, but I'm grateful for her honesty. Timothy is apparently thrilled about the pregnancy. He's telling everyone he's excited to be a dad again. It makes me angry to think about him starting a new family while ours falls apart. I'm trying to take the high road for the kids' sake, but it's a daily struggle. I've been dealing with a lot of conflicting emotions about the pregnancy. On one hand, I feel bad for this innocent child being born into such a messy situation. But I also feel angry that Timothy gets to have this new beginning while I'm left picking up the pieces of our broken family. The situation with Jack, Timothy's brother, has also developed further. We've gotten a lot closer over the past couple months as he's continued to help out with the kids in-house. He's been an amazing support through everything. One night after putting the kids to bed, Jack and I ended up kissing. It just happened in the moment. We both felt guilty afterwards and agreed it couldn't happen again while things are still so fresh with the divorce. But the attraction is definitely there between us. Jack admitted he's had feelings for me for a long time but obviously never acted on them while I was with Timothy. I'm drawn to him too, but I know it's probably too soon to start anything serious. For now, Jack and I are trying to just be friends and keep things platonic. But it's difficult with the chemistry between us. I'm not sure what will happen there in the future. I don't want to rush into anything, but it's nice to feel wanted again after everything with Timothy. I did end up telling Timothy about the kiss with Jack. I figured honesty was the best policy given everything. Timothy was furious and accused me of having an affair with Jack all along. The hypocrisy and double standard is astounding to me. Timothy has been trying to paint me as the bad guy to friends and family because of the Jack situation. He's telling people I moved on too quickly and am tearing the family apart. It's frustrating, but I'm trying not to engage in the drama. The people who matter know the truth. I'm continuing to focus on healing and being there for my kids. Therapy has been really helpful in working through all the complicated emotions. I'm slowly starting to envision a future for myself beyond just being Timothy's wife. I've enrolled in some online web design courses to refresh my skills. It feels good to be working towards something for myself again. I'm hoping to be able to start taking on some freelance work in the next few months. Financially things are still tight, but I'm managing. Timothy is paying child support and I've cut expenses where I can. My parents have been helping out when needed. I'm determined to get to a place where I can fully support myself and the kids. It's still hard some days, but overall I'm feeling stronger. I know I made the right decision in leaving Timothy, as painful as it's been. I deserve better than a life of lies and betrayal. I'm focusing on building a happy, stable life for myself and my children. Thank you again to everyone who has offered support through this ordeal. It's meant so much to me. I'll update again if there are any major developments. Update 3. It's been about 6 months since my original post, and I wanted to give a final update on how things have progressed. The divorce was finalized last month. It's strange to officially be single again after so many years of marriage. But it's also freeing in a way. I feel like I can finally start moving forward with my life. Timothy and I are co-parenting as best we can. It's not always easy, but we're trying to keep things civil for the kids' sake. We communicate mainly through a co-parenting app to avoid unnecessary conflict. The kids are slowly adjusting to the new normal of splitting time between households. Delia and Max are doing better overall, but still have tough days. The therapy has been helping them process everything. Delia is opening up more about her feelings and Max's behavior has improved at school. I'm proud of how resilient they've been through all of this. Anna had her baby, a little girl, about a month ago. Timothy is over the moon about being a dad again. It's still painful for me to see him start this new family. But I'm working on accepting it for what it is. The baby is innocent in all of this drama. I've maintained a friendship with Anna, which I know is unusual given the circumstances. But we've been a support system for each other through everything. I've even met the baby a couple times. It's complicated, but we're making it work. Anna has been more understanding and supportive than I ever expected. As for Jack, things progressed naturally between us over time. We tried to take things slowly given the delicate situation. But about 3 months ago, we officially started dating. It wasn't a decision we made lightly, but it felt right for both of us. I know some people, including Timothy, think it's too soon. But Jack has been my rock through this whole ordeal. He makes me happier than I've been in a long time. We're taking things day by day and seeing where it leads. The kids adore him, which makes things easier. Timothy was furious when he found out Jack and I were together. He accused us of having an affair all along and tried to use it against me in the divorce. But since we had proof nothing happened until after the separation, it didn't impact anything legally. Timothy eventually calmed down, but things are still tense between all of us. I've lost some friends and family members who sided with Timothy through all of this. A few people think I moved on too quickly or blame me for breaking up the family. But the people who truly matter have stuck by me. I'm grateful for the support system I do have. On the work front, I've started taking on some freelance web design projects. It feels good to be using my skills again and contributing financially. I'm building up my portfolio and hope to have a steady stream of clients soon. My goal is to be financially independent within the next year. I'm continuing to work on myself in therapy and focus on being the best mom I can be to my kids. Some days are still hard, but overall I'm in a much better place than I was 6 months ago. I'm rediscovering who I am outside of being Timothy's wife. Delia and Max are thriving in school and their various activities. We've settled into a good routine with a custody schedule. They still miss having both parents together sometimes, but they're adjusting well overall. I'm so proud of how they've handled everything. Looking back, I never could have imagined my life taking this turn. The past 6 months have been the hardest of my life. But I've also learned so much about my own strength and resilience. While I never would have chosen for things to happen this way, I'm trying to see it as an opportunity for growth and new beginnings. I'm cautiously optimistic about the future. For the first time in a long time, I'm excited about what lies ahead. I know there will still be challenges, but I feel equipped to handle them now. Thank you again to everyone who has followed my story and offered support along the way. Your kindness has meant more than you know during this difficult chapter of my life. I likely won't post any more updates, but please know that your words of encouragement have made a real difference.